And I guess we are ready to start. Slowly we can start. So again, I welcome you all. So today I'm collaborating with Chris, and we and Chris are having the joint event. And I'll just let you know that this meeting is being recorded, and once it is over you can see that recording inside the same event page, and also it will be added in the YouTube channel. If you can just go and search it out about the Adobe Commerce user group in LinkedIn, then you will get the channel where all the recordings will be available there post this session. And today with me we have Chris. So we are collaborating, me, Chris, and Nida. So we
Yep.
all three are collaborating as a speaker. I'll ask Chris to introduce himself.
Yeah, so my name is Chris Seidel, and I'm right in Richmond, Virginia, in the United States. I'm really excited to be joining everybody today because that means I got all my kids out the door to school on time so I could be here. I'm a Adobe Commerce champion with over 20 years of experience in the digital marketing. Currently, I'm serving as the e-commerce, IT, and marketing director for Coker Group, specifically on one of our company's Zip products.
That's great, Chris. I'll also ask Nida to introduce herself.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Manav. Nice to meet everyone, and excited to be here and be hosting this session along with Manav and Chris. So I am a customer success manager at Adobe, and commerce is one of the strong solutions that I evangelize for all of my products and all of my customers. So I kind of have 18 years of experience, and I've been a part of Adobe for like almost 11 years. And I keep hearing the customers' challenges and how do we drive ROI through commerce and the other tech stack. So through those and my stakeholder interactions, I'm excited to contribute and just partner with both Manav and Chris. And how do we make sure that we walk you through some of those use cases, what's up and coming, what are some of those roadblocks that we currently see, and what's the future ahead for Adobe Commerce as we speak forward. So excited for what's coming next and looking forward to this session. Thanks, Manav.
Thank you, Nida. So this is me, Manav. You might everyone know me that I'm driving the Adobe Commerce APAC user group event, and along with that, professionally, I'm working at Magneto IT Solutions. My role here is to act as a bridge between our complex technical capabilities and customers' actual business growth. I spend my day designing systems that don't just work smoothly in the background, but actually drives the revenue and improve the customer experience around the journeys. Along with that, I am as Chris said, I am also a Adobe Commerce champion, and with that, I also love to share my like knowledge around the ecosystem, and that's me. So I'm gonna quickly start about the like user group rules which we generally follow. That this is not the platform to promote something. Here we are to share our knowledge and enable each other and bring some value together collaboratively. So this is the thing, and we also are not allowed to contact anyone like outside of the user group without their consent. And these meetings will get shared, and if you feel anything that you discuss with me, you can definitely reach out to me about the house rules. So this is about the Adobe Commerce APAC user group. If you are still not part of it, please be part of it. I am also going to share the link of that in our chat quickly. And we have around 200, like more than 210 members now in the user group. And uniquely we like around many people around the globe joined our event and collaborated so far, and speaker like Nida and Chris and others joined us as a speaker yesterday. Also we had an amazing session. So to like you can stay connected with us and get the update about future session in directly in your email by like being the member of this user group. So feel free to scan the QR code or click on the link and join the user group. This is Chris will tell about his user group.
Yeah, so we're the Virtual Eastern USA user group. I'd really like anyone that wants to learn more about what we're doing on our end to join our chapter. It's new, it's growing, and I'm happy to be here with Manev today and the team to get some more exposure to the group. So we'll put the link in the chat here, which he's already done. So please join. We're actually looking to set up some in-person meetings if we can get some Eastern side user group people together and do one in person.
Yeah, so please, if you are local in like Eastern USA, please join that group, or if you can participate in future events which are business centric and strategic, please do join this group also. I highly recommend, because we are also collaborating and doing a lot of things in this year. And with that, we also do have a dedicated Slack workspace where generally users ask their doubt post session, or we post some of the updates there post and like before the session. And it is an open channel, and majorly technical peoples are there, but also the business peoples are there who are discussing their problems in the group itself. So I'm gonna paste the link about that also. And we also have the LinkedIn group where 300 plus members are already joined, that we created with the purpose to announce few of the things and have the centralized social channel where we can share about what is happening about around the Adobe Commerce user group ecosystem. With that, please scan the QR code or click on the link to join us in these activities. Also, we have a speaker proposal call for our events in 2026. If you feel like you have something that you can share with broader audience, please fill up the form and reach out to us so that we can collaborate and bring the real value to all the users are there around the community. So this is about the speaker proposal form. I'll quickly move ahead with the champions office hour happening. So you can scan the QR code, and this is a champions office hour happening monthly and quarterly, where all the Adobe Commerce experts come together and share their knowledge. Also, in coming month, a lot of sessions are happening in this particular channel also, to get the most out of it. So please join these office hours to get more, to get to know more about the product. Also, we have Summit coming in less than a month. So, and Summit is having around 10 plus Adobe Commerce dedicated sessions, and you can register for the Summit, and later on you can get the session recording on demand. So virtually or in person, do register for Adobe Summit. And there are a lot of new things coming up for the Adobe Commerce. If you want to feel confident about the product and want to learn what is happening, I would highly recommend to join this Adobe Summit event. So these are the few sessions happening at Adobe Summit. I am also sending the link of that in the chat, which are by Adobe Commerce champions and friends. So there are two great sessions happening, and you can attend them virtually also. So please do that. And there is one in-person session and one online session. So register for these sessions, and let's get the something which is beautifully coming and build to learn about that in Adobe Commerce. And we know that how Adobe Commerce certification is important these days. So here are some statistics that 81% candidates become Adobe certified to advance their careers, and 68 people feel more confidence after getting certified, and 76 people are getting higher value into their career and personal goals after being certified. And what I see is the certification portal is gamified a lot. So it's easy now to surf through any particular exam. You can get watch the on-demand recording, or you can go through the particular guide and learn about the particular Adobe Commerce certificate. So I would highly recommend to go through it once. So with that, we do have a first poll of today's session, that where are you on your current B2B journey? Whether you are from agency side or customer side, please select that. Please paste in the chat that are you exploring B2B, or like you have already launched and learning, or you are scaling up the B2B systems, or you are B2B master already and advancing a lot in B2B. Great, we started getting response in the chat. Please post the response meanwhile. So we are getting scaling up that people are measuring and improving their workflow and integration. I'm waiting for more response. Yeah, so majorly we can move ahead. People are saying C. So we can now start with the Adobe Commerce B2B Excellence today's session. A good thing about today's session is that people has joined us around the globe. I know many of the attendees who is joining us from many different places around the globe. So I'm super excited to get started with it. And in our today's agenda, we're gonna discuss about Adobe Commerce B2B ecosystem and its basics. We're gonna also discuss about from portal to procurement infrastructure and the journey of B2B systems. We will also sharing the strategic blueprints and some architectural patterns inside the B2B ecosystem and inside the Adobe Commerce B2B. We will also share the operational wins, which is really helping customers these days to get the most out of the platform. And there are some action plans also at the end of the session that you can get and start, like what you can do in the next week or next 2 weeks or month. So here we are. To you, Nida, now.
Thank you, Manav. So yes, so I think before we get into the technical deep dive of commerce, and Manav talks about the integration and how can we improve the workflows, I think we wanted to talk about some of those achievements and journeys on some of those things that we often use as organizations and leverage commerce for. So one of the things that I think all of us can agree to is like commerce is an integral part for our transformational journeys, for our customers' buying experiences, while be it a quote or be it us making sure that our sales cycles are more efficient. So that's something, it is a critical piece for commerce and it helps us all achieve. And while we look at it, I think leveraging commerce, the B2B commerce experience and the platform has seen that we've got the market opportunity or we've got the conversions for like, the statistics say that more than $35 trillion conversion has been happening through the commerce B2B platforms. And then it has also helped us grow the platforms faster by more than 200%. And then when we leverage commerce and integrate it with the other extended ERP and other solutions that we have for organizations, we see that we expedite the commerce purchases, and we see that all the digital options and the platforms and the add to carts and purchase kind of increase by more than 80%. And right now we're showcasing it as 83%. So that's some of those numbers, not just standardized, but something that we definitely see amongst a lot of our customers. Right. And if you look at it, I think to add on to it, I think it kind of improves our interactions with our platform. It kind of more than by 80%, and it ensures that through any other interactions, the buying journey for the customers are definitely impacted, and it increases the chances for our customers who are visiting our site and who are visiting the commerce platform by more than 70%. And then based off the experiences that we are showcasing them through leveraging the carousel, the recommendations, and the other personalizations that we do at Adobe Commerce, they kind of increase their personal lives and they keep coming back to our platform, and eventually they increase it by 66% through the personalization. And as a longer term goal for the organization, I think the new customers versus retention, we see that a lot of our recurring customers and the customers who've already purchased with us before, they keep on coming back to our platforms and they purchase it from our commerce platform. The more additional recommendations that we provide to them, and eventually it adds up to at least 85% of retention and helps us increase our revenue and generate measurable outcomes for our businesses over a period of time. Next one. Right. And then I think this is a slide where we talk about how we are seeing the transition in the buying journeys and the buying behaviors between the different segments of the customers. So if we see more and more the people who are coming on the platform, we are seeing a lot of millennials who are coming. So they prefer not to go in person to a store, but they are making their buying decisions based on what we showcase it to them on our sites. So here, if you look at it, the numbers say that 73% of the B2B buying decisions happen online. So the quality of experiences and the personalizations that we showcase to our customers play an extremely pivotal role in making those decisions. So that's how important commerce B2B experiences is.
Agree with whatever Nida says, that how customers are like feeling more confident about B2B, and we know that it brings a lot of value, and Adobe Commerce B2B whole ecosystem, not just the Adobe Commerce product, what kind of value it brings to the world. So that really matters. So now I'll ask Chris to share a bit about ROI story, which he already like have prepared.
Right. Thanks, Manav. Yeah, and so this is my perspective on it. Like the ROI story, you should really tell to not only your company but your customers. So Adobe Commerce, or not just B2B commerce, is not just features, but it actually removes costs and delay from the buying journey. So for our customers that come to us and buy from us, the higher conversion from account buyers, so it's the right price, the right catalog, right payment terms, right workflow, less buyer confusion, less need to abandon the site and then contact support, for our companies, just wasting time. Faster reorders, a larger basket efficiency, so quick order process, requisition list, reduces friction for repeat purchasing and large SKU-based orders, which is what we deal with a lot. Lower sales and customer service overhead, so quote negotiation, company account management, account-specific workflows that moves it out of email and spreadsheets into the actual platform. Better governance and fewer expectations. So approval rules, roles, permissions, PO controls, reduce manual checks in the policies. So that's helped us create a lot of better efficiency. Greater customer retention, which was mentioned earlier. So when the platform matches how the customer actually buys, it's harder to replace it. It's very well liked. Adobe B2B Commerce removes the gap between how B2B customers want to buy and how most e-commerce stores force them to buy. We want to match the customer's process to make them feel comfortable about buying from us. So that's why this solution works very well.
Yeah, so we know that how Adobe Commerce empowers businesses to create exceptional shopping experiences, the way how Chris is already doing, right? And it also fuels the real-time data and enables a simpler extensibility, right? So in this slide, we see that there are three particular slides. In the center, you see the connecting tissue data, which connects the marketer and developer both the sites. In left side, you can see that there is a set of features that is built for the marketers. There are point to check features, right? And it's very UI enabled. And in the right side, you can see that technical capabilities and extensibility of the feature. If I talk in detail, for marketer, we do have Adobe Sensei, which is there from many years, even though before the AI became the buzzword. So Adobe Sensei capability is there, which can be used as in searching and merchandising and product risks. Customer segmentation is there, and a lot of feature which are listed there. If I speak about that, I can probably speak for an hour for that. And if I talk about the technical capabilities, it has the latest innovation solutions like EDS, Edge Delivery Service. It has the DA capabilities, a new thing which we see that Adobe Commerce Cloud Service and Adobe Commerce Optimizer, which use the Commerce Storefront, right? So we have the app builder capabilities and serverless architecture there, where we can move over all the business logics there. And Adobe Commerce business model, like B2B model, is built for all kind of businesses. Let's say whether it's a B2B2X or B2B2C, right, or B2C, and it is very scalable, right? And we see that how it powers the data in between. It has the like catalog service engine. Also it connects with any Adobe Experience Cloud services, whether it's advertising, marketing, or analytics. And the system also can listen to every event, most of the events, which concludes to the 700 plus events, to if you want to make listen to any ERP or third party system which you have integrated. So Adobe Commerce is B2B commerce is bringing a lot of value, and it also supports the like multi-site architecture, which probably most of us would be using, right? It has the global currency, language, and tax support, and also a huge community out there who can support you to with your e-commerce problem. And continue to my discussion what I was saying, right? It brings a composable and extensible platform, which I was talking in last slide, which was the app builder, right? So it's a composable serverless architecture where you can communicate with API only, and you have your business logic there. And the personalized commerce where you can use Adobe Sense merchandising and targeting particular to customers and drive the like revenue which you want. It also have the automated data sharing capabilities, which you can share your data with any Adobe like ecosystem platform, whether it's a AEP, if you want to move like communicate with the AEM or any analytics platform, or if you also want to communicate with the third party system, it has the extensibility framework that can help. And Adobe Commerce B2B has the multi-site, multi-geographical, and multiple business model inside a single platform, right? That makes the best platform out there available in for the B2B. And a lot of innovations are happening to align with what is happening around the whole industry. So it has the Gen AI capabilities inside the commerce storefront. Also a lot of good things coming up in the summit around AI for the products. And I know that good things like a app builder, if I say MCPs are getting built and some of the good things are getting built that can be used. And probably some of the things are in the GA already, and you can also apply for beta by communicating with your account managers. So that's there. Now we're gonna discuss about today's presentation more about the feature of B2B Adobe, like B2B features inside the Adobe Commerce, right? So I have listed down major features here, which start with the commerce account where we manage the like we start with the company account where we manage the all the company account or individual users there. It also supports the multi-buyer under the single company, right? So to have the centralized account system inside B2B commerce, it has the capability to handle that. It now if we talk about the company management, right? So there we can manage the hierarchy and design the parent child architecture. Also we can assign particular roles, permission, and approval structure, which we're going to talk about later inside this company account management. We can also delegate the responsibility for purchasing across the teams available inside the organization. A good thing also is available is called shared catalog. Probably you might be using the shared catalog. We are also discussing about that in detail in the slides coming up. So we can create a custom shared catalog for company or for like customer group, or sometime for like particular customers. And we can define the contract price, tire pricing, and like product visibility. We can take the decision inside catalog itself and enable the gated product access to particular catalogs. Then I talk about quick orders, right? If someone buyer have already a list of SKUs or CSV available, and they want to buy something in a bulk, or they want to do a repeat purchase or something, they can definitely utilize quick orders. It reduces the friction of large orders, which generally we need to do by searching catalogs. So I know that like quick orders is not that popular these days, but it should be definitely adds a lot of value inside your B2B system. If it's not enabled, I will highly recommend you to enable that. Then the core thing called purchase order, that majorly most of the B2B system use. It has the budget controlling purchasing workflow inside, so we can control the credits inside, and it also has some like credit related some advanced feature inside that. We can also define the approval rules before the order get even placed, and a tracking system is always there about orders in Adobe Commerce, right? And we can also track the spending by the particular users there, and check the follow the approval process for the purchase order. So it's a highly mature enterprise solution that leads to court and negotiation courts, if I say. So like a buyer can request the price negotiation, and the price negotiation happen throughout. We get the approval, rejection, or correction of price and offer. So that can be also done. Definitely, if you are not explored this, you should definitely explore this. And it also supports the complex pricing, if I discuss more in detail. So if you want to share some price contract pricing, it also supports there. And we do also do have a requisition list, right? That really saves actual time for the frequent purchased item. Let's say your B2B user or buyer is doing a reusable order every time, or it has the list, so that can get created in the requisition list, and directly on a single click that can get added to cart, and a repeat order can be done, right? So that really improves the efficiency for recurring purchase. The opportunity here is not just simply enable features, right? It's to design and operate model that scale as your product like increased or your complexity increased. And when say let's say you are planning an expansion in your team, or transaction volume, so that may helps if you like enable and utilize this particular feature at its full scale. Anything you want to add, Chris, at this moment?
No, I mean, you've covered all of it. Like, this is the basic architecture that we use. Again, as the voice of the customer, even that we're on Adobe as a customer, also we're selling to these B2B capabilities, and they prefer to do it this way because it follows their process and workflow.
That's great. So let us move to the next slide for like B2B commerce as a procurement infrastructure. So the question here is, what separates a portal from a procurement engine, right? If we go into the history, like if we check about the history of B2B portals, we find out that it was getting treated as a sales channel previously, where just the digital catalog there. And still there are many like platforms available, catalogs available that are B2 working as a B2B, but just using as a digital catalog, and just using as a sales channel. And the mandate has been changed a lot in this time, right? And people want inside their B2B ecosystem is they want to have the personalized experience how it is there for B2B, B2C. Okay, they want this flexibility and ease of use and everything inside the B2B also, right? And on the other side, if I talk about the enterprise customer, it requires a governance, right? A strong B2B governance that for the complex approval rules, or like if they have the policy enforcement inside, or if there are some like ERP integrations, that also requires some B2B governance rules. And we are good to say that the platform is capable and extensible to accommodate most of and all of them, I would say, right? The opportunity here is to build the bridge between the middle of both the sales channel and the like system which customer or B2B users really want, right? Designing a scalable operating mode system, right? So that can work as a procurement engine, if I say so. And what are the struggles which B2B customers and like solutions are facing is, I have seen that in B2B systems, some like oversimplified hierarchy are there, right? Instead of the standardized hierarchy. Also, I have seen like uh, some pricing rules, okay, and which grow on in the governance, and that become the workaround. And so that is also leads to a failure to the like B2B ecosystem, and about the approvals, right? So that all the things we're going to discuss in detail in a few next slides. So like about not having the enterprise approval flow or like standardized approval flow into the system, that leads to slow revenue and increase the exposure risk for the store. So we definitely need to think about that, right? And also we need to see like how we can save the our B2B store that way, that can be easy and handy to use to all the B2B buyers and us, to make our like life easy. If I move ahead with the one of the architecture for B2B which we have designed is like for the company accounts, right? So we know that journey starts from company accounts. So we named it as a company account as a governance framework. So if you see through it, so there are three sections. In the left side, the blue one is the user section. In the middle, the core processing section is there, which where the e-commerce portal comes into be the picture. And in right side, there is a ERP system or third party integration system. And we also define the data flows, that how frequently the data is getting flowed and how the control is happening. So what I have seen is like some in some B2B ecosystem, that the roles are getting created as per the roles inside the company, instead of as per the procurement policy of the B2B system, right? So the governance framework says that we should define the roles as per the procurement policy to get the most out of the platform and to not struggle later. So once it is decided, it can follow the role based access control, right? And we can have the control over the system and follow the like governance policy throughout, right? Let's say a customer is placing an order, like B2B customer is placing an order from more than $5,000, and it need to go into some approval process, or we need to treat order different way, then it should follow some approval workflow engine, right? So that is mentioned in this diagram detailed. And also once the order journey is complete, or data is stored somewhere, or when the status is getting updated, when we are making decision, that need to be aligned with the our like source of truth, in case if it is a ERP system, right? So this is the company account as a governance framework. Moving ahead with the shared catalog for contract pricing, right? So we see a lot of pricing structure around the B2B ecosystem which are not mature, right? I have also seen a one price tire for one price contract for one price customer, right? And that doesn't feel the good if we think about the business perspective way, right? So we need to bridge the gap by centralizing the all the sold catalogs and eliminate the not used one or the historical ones, and design something which can work in the disciplined manner and follow the company's governance, right? And like one time I faced the questions that I want to make it personalized, right? So personalized doesn't mean that we recommend a single product base or catalog for one customer, right? So in B2B also a personalization can be done, and we can also set up some rules, and we can map our catalog that way, that can follow all the contract rules and tire pricing rules, right? So the key is to here is to map the system that way strategically, that it follows all the dimension, whether it's for like let's say region, or could be possible that you are following the customer group structure, or could be possible that we want to add the volume based tire pricing, right? So it should address all the specific need which customer has. In this case, if we see in the left side, we have the business rule setup, right? So journey start from the business user and contract managers or sales manager here, that decide the business rule and contract pricing rules for the structures. And all on top of that, we have the ERP system where the data would be there, or where could be possible in case a PIM system is there, or some custom SaaS system is there to manage the customer product and order data. That will synchronize with the middle layer here as a commerce engine, right? So once the data is integrated in commerce, it will be added in the master catalog. You can see the highlighted section, and where all the governance rules will be there, right? That leads every users to follow the pricing rules. You can see the scalable segmentation rule added here, that rules will be followed properly and it will follow the governance policy. And that leads us to the customer green section, which is a home page or B2B storefront, right? So the experience can feel better and personalized and optimized, right? Optimizing a shared catalog is a key thing. If you haven't done yet, or if you are exploring that, please do that and pay attention to it, that how you can optimize it and follow the structure that can actually help to scale and grow your e-commerce store. One more major thing in the architecture we do have is called approval workflow, right? So we have named it as approval workflow that protects the B2B velocity here. And the journey start from, we have three section, like blue one is the buyer user this time, middle one is the commerce platform, and the green one is the decision makers who take the decisions. Okay, so journey start from the buyer side. They request the order or submit the request of their catalog purchases. That goes to commerce layer, which follows all the configurable like approval rules and logic, as I discussed in one of the previous slide about, let's say, by giving the example. And once the order is placed, we must need a proper hierarchy that follows the business rules, right? So I have seen that approval rule are not created properly into the systems many times, and that leads to a lot of confusion and rework into the platform. So should build the approval engine that way, that work effortlessly and smoothly. Okay, smoothly, and it should be automating your workflow of like decisions which you take. And I have seen a customer facing a issue that they are getting the approval notification even though they are not responsible for that, or some else approval is required. So if we set up the hierarchical rules and approval workflow properly, those kind of basic issues we're going to avoid into our system, and we're going to follow proper workflow and take the actual decisions of the orders and all the request happening inside our system. So this is about the uh, approval rule workflow. Moving ahead with why B2B customers like using Adobe Commerce B2B, Chris.
Yeah, thank you, Manav. And you're exactly right about all those points you made before. So again, for everyone listening, like, I'm the voice of the customer, not just for Adobe Commerce, but also I'm trying to attract other B2B customers to our organization. So our B2B customers like Adobe Commerce when it's implemented well, and because it feels like their buying process is being respected, just as Manav kind of mentioned earlier. Once it's set up, it has to just be set up the right way to make sure that the workflows are what your organization needs to match your B2B customer needs. So the biggest thing that I've found is it removes friction points, right? So, my company needs specific, pricing. So shared catalogs, custom pricing by companies. Buyers immediately see the right commercial items, and it reduces quote churn and pricing disputes, which again, they could reach out to customer service at one of our companies, and that's just more wasted time. They buy by SKU, not by browsing, right? So we already talked about it a little bit. Quick order by SKU or product name. Fewer clicks, faster cart building, less abandonment, and repeat technical buyers. So that's what we're trying to do in our companies, is scale that up to gather more B2B customers. They reorder the same things over and over. So rebuilding common orders wastes time, lowers the effort on repeating and purchasing and replenishment, especially at branch level buying, depending on what kind of company and B2B buyer you're working with. Again, our company needs approval, right? So many B2B buyers cannot simply, click buy now. So ordering can happen without breaking any internal governance within their companies, which again, their buying process is being respected. So for procurement of their company and then the finance part of the company, trust the system, which allows you to attract more B2B customers. You know, we negotiate, right? So this happens all the time. Like, so static carts may not fit, you know, contractor project-based sales. So sales assisted commerce becomes part of the e-commerce environment, living instead of living outside of it through email threads and all that kind of thing. Like, so, you know, for example, we have customers that need to buy, you know, 100-some thousand units of something. Maybe we'll be able to negotiate them with them for like a price break on something a little more or a little less, depending on what we're, you know, items we have in stock and what we're trying to move. So it gives a lot of latitude there to be able to work with those customers. And we've always found that if you're using this process and able to engage with the customer this way, we always end up having like a larger order volume, because now, you know, people are talking together, we're negotiating pricing, and it works out for both companies. We buy on terms, right? So requiring immediate card payment does not match most B2B customer relationships. So buyers can purchase within an agreed financial terms, reduces checkout failure and any workarounds like Manev was mentioning before, because that's what we've dealt with in the past. That's why we're trying to scale this to all our B2B customers. And so the important thing to remember is like I mentioned before, it's not just for you as an organization to be able to have it, but it's also for your customers to be able to feel respected about their buying process. So Adobe Commerce is a strong B2B solution because it's not just a storefront, it's a framework for digitizing account-based commerce.
That's a great insight, Chris. Now I think we can move ahead with the strategy, from the strategies to execution. That what are the some of the wins which we have identified that people can follow. And yeah, I'm seeing some good responses in the chat. Meanwhile, also let me start the Q&A. So if you feel like if you have any questions that we can address, so we will take a time to address those. Moving ahead with the first operational wins is about company account via governance audit, right? So I talk about in the first architectural blueprint framework about the company accounts, right? So we need to identify a time quarterly as a business to do the audit of the B2B account management team, right? So let's say you are having a lot of users and that are mapped with their job titles and not with their like procurement policy structure. So we need to identify that. Okay, we need to try to make smooth by checking the like what are the large account list there, how the hierarchy is currently managed. And also along with this, we also need to check when we are following the particular structure or doing the testing in the edge case testing in the our actual sites. We need to check if there are some admin logs or if some policies are not getting followed or some rules are mismatching. So that 90-minute audit will be required for company accounts to review their current company account structure and make it smooth that can work effortlessly, and it kindly automates the flow, right? So the platform has a lot of capability inside that we can have multiple kind of hierarchy, whether it's a direct hierarchy or team based hierarchy. So we must need to explore in our staging and testing environment to check what are the possibilities out there and what are the latest updates out there that we can enforce into our system and follow the new structure, or like make our system smooth. What I feel, if I move ahead with the like another thing, another operational wins related to shared catalog, right? So as I talked a lot that shared catalog brings a lot of like confusions, and I have also seen, as I told you, that one catalog per like one customer, right? So we must need to do the audit, 90-day audit for like catalog usage report, that how much catalog is getting used, right? Whether your catalog is having the clean schema or not. So you can see there are three zones, like catalog inventory zone where we start doing things, where we clean schema. We have the consolidation engine in the middle, where we actually sales representative or operator of the site will work with the site, will do all the business work, and whether for them the catalog is coming properly or not. Or if in your system could be possible that there are thousands of micro catalogs are getting built, right? So we need to try to mitigate them and bring some consolidated centralized data model, right, that work as a master catalog and that can follow the actual schema governance instead of doing some tailor-made rules. I have seen in the B2B business that people to avoid such kind of thing and in the lack of knowledge they build some workaround, and end of the day that workaround become the policy, right? And that brings a lot of manual work and processes that need to be followed instead of simplifying things, right? So we need to see how we can utilize the this all the capabilities of catalog service inside our like store. And we can check also that whether for B2B negotiation code this current code is capable, it is having, whether it is having the trier pricing or custom contract pricing, which leads us to the AOV, right? And that all the configuration we need to check, we need to do inside our system to bring the most value out of it, our catalog. Moving ahead with the
Uh,
ne-
Maneva, no, I just wanted to reinforce that. Like, so it's extremely important to make sure, like you said, that once the B2B is enabled, to make sure that it fits the use cases for your company. So we've had to
right.
go through this several times to make sure like everything is mapped out accordingly, and we're respecting our internal policies as well as our customers.
I completely agree, Chris. And if I say that always, it always better per the use case, right? So we know that one size doesn't fit all the rollout strategies, right? We need to get the most out of platform which is available, and for that we need to understand in detail that how capable the current system is. And definitely at some point of time business should go with the pen and paper and see, or sit with their consultant and see how they can use the latest capability or structure the platform in the model way that can actually get scaled.
That's right, 100%.
Yeah. So moving ahead with the openness, like approval flow for buying velocity, right? In the approval flow, it all start with the documentation work that financier or sales team will define the processes, right? That who gonna approve what and what are the rules that need to be followed, and that will carry on to the actual engine where admin will be managing all the rules, all the flows, right? And that leads customers to particular flow. Could be possible that some order we want to allow for particular a range of price or range of also if we want to do the for particular catalog or customer group, right? In multi-site case we must need to follow like some rules in some site and avoid something. So that all decisions start from the documentation, and that leads to the platform end of the day. And in the approval flow also we need to track the metrics whether the system is doing properly or not. I have seen that customer are doing some manual work in the approval process by asking that whether we need to do particular order or not. So instead of that, if we do properly, manage, utilize the approval flow properly, we can get the most out of it. And it has the detailed governance already available, right? And one thing, a takeaway here is to like stress test must need to be done in the approvals, okay? So to check whether the partial approval workflow is working correctly, or like multi-step escalation is there into your request, whether it's a quoting request or purchase order request, we must need to test that in the staging a lot, whether it's fulfilling the business need or the current governance system, or we are negotiating with the particular flow which we are currently working in. So this was about the approval flow and like make buyer's journey simple. Now moving ahead with the complex systems, when we discussing about ERP integration or CRM integration, right? So let's say we have a source of truth in the right side as a ERP system and CRM system, and that both need to be collaborate with Adobe Commerce, right? Uh, so we need to define some strategies, right? In the ERP, if also our inventory need to be managed properly, whether it's optimized or not, we need to check, right? And just give me a second. Yeah, so we need to check whether the inventory is capable enough and optimized enough to deliver inside the B2B store or not, right? And make the master data ready. I have seen a lot of like attribute set and attributes getting created for the product, and catalog is not being optimized many times. So we must need to see through it, and also check technically whether your APIs and collaborations between commerce to ERP system is that capable enough that synchronize the data real quick and smoothly, and your work system don't get some like blockers. So that audit need to be done internally, and that need to be taken care throughout the tenure and throughout the development of your particular system, right? And also some decisions like whether the relation between the company accounts, or whether it's related to approval rules, that need to be taken from care from the ERP side. That also we need to make our ERP system or third party system capable enough to communicate smoothly with the commerce. Okay, so this was about establishing clear system boundaries with ERP and CRM. And now we can talk about the integration and future outlook for the product, like for your particular use case. As I just said before, that one side doesn't fit for all. And let's say if you are in the mid market, we don't want to try to boil whole the ocean and do something which is not required. So for mid market, we can start with the like pricing and inventory integrations, or like making them proper for your particular business, optimization of your pricing and inventory. And for enterprise market, APIs communication will be there a lot, right? So we need to start with the API governance and see how the real time or near real time orchestration is getting built, and check whether that is completely capable enough or not, and whether it is extensible or not, how your current system is extensible. If it is enterprise, that also need to be done. And regardless whether it's a mid-level or enterprise, the destination will be same. I have mentioned the year here, 2026 goals, right? We need an ecosystem that defined by the workflow automation. It should have the highly composable architecture and flexible architecture. Also it will require operational resilience that help us to grow into platform and scale for the future capabilities. So B2B commerce is never about just set it and forget it, right? It's a evolution that happens throughout the time, and there will be always a thing that we need to adapt, and there will be always a thing that we need to remove into the system. So if there is anything from your side, Chris or Nida, you can add in this slide.
No, not much actually. I mean, that's exactly. I mean, you got it exactly right. I really don't have anything to add,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, that's great. So we can move to the takeaways and what to do in next week or time, right? We talked about the governance audit. We need to check how the roles are mapped. So these are the takeaways and important takeaways that you can take for your particular requirement. We need to run the catalog workspace where we can migrate the particular catalogs, or there are some retired catalogs or something we want to add or remove from our system. Approval process stress testing need to be done, and approval flow need to be followed properly, and utilize the system properly. And also I told you in the initial that quick order is like important, so we need to bring the visibility to quick order, whether it's visible or not. And if I also talk about the requisition list, right, so that is also important for customer, as we talked in the starting. So to know, we should do the UI testing whether both features are utilized properly and getting the light output or not. And also we need to get, as I talked in the last operational win, that we need to take care about the inventory or third party ERP integrations that is happening right into your system, whether it's completely following the governance, whether it's a fast, whether it's under the proper structure or not. So these are the takeaways, and now we can move to Q&A. At this point, Nida or Chris, if you want to say anything about anything, please feel free to add. And I think we are on time.
We are.
No, I think it's a great session. I think we've covered a lot of great takeaways. So I think as and when we are planning and strategizing for FY26, some of the key goals are something that we've learned about Adobe Commerce. So making sure that we keep those audits in check and optimize the workflows and make sure that B2B or B2C customers, no matter where or what organization is, and we are adhering to the best practices and keep looking forward. I think we have a good plan forward. And if you have any questions, you have the floor open and you can ask us anything.
Definitely, I would say. Let's wait for a minute or two. If someone have anything to discuss, they can come and just ask in the group.
I think we
It
have a
would be
question.
useful to include a native. I got a question that it would be useful to include a native configurable punch out functionality in the Adobe Commerce in order to finish the order approval in ERP. Okay. Definitely, I can take this as a feedback, and we can probably discuss more about this once I get back. And yeah, that's a great feedback, I would say.
Yeah, and I can give you my perspective on it because we have an ERP system that's connected to our Adobe Commerce, and so once it's approved, it actually sends it over to the ERP to be fulfilled and finished there, and then communicates back with the Adobe Commerce infrastructure.
That's great. I think we are on time, and I can just thank you everyone for joining today's session. And please stay with us. We are bringing a lot of new sessions and a lot of values. Also, feel free to reach out to me at some point of time, or if you want to collaborate about something around the user groups. Thank you for joining, I would say.
Yeah, thank you all. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Manav. Thanks, Nita.